Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Bronwyn. I apologize, you're gonna see the ring light in my glasses. It'd be like that. One of my favorite kinds of videos to film, and one that you all seem to enjoy quite a lot, is like debunking BuzzFeed articles. I haven't done this in a minute, and I found a good one that I wanted to go through today with you all. This one is 29 hacks I learned from going to Disney World like 1,000 times. As always, I will leave the link in the description box, so if you want to read it a little bit more in depth, it'll be right there waiting for you. Now there are 29 of these, which is a lot. So I'm gonna try and go through them as quick as I can, so let's just jump right into it. Number one is position yourself correctly to get ahead of the line in Haunted Mansion. So this one I did already know about. So basically when you first enter into the house of the Haunted Mansion, you either head towards the right or to the left. If you head into the left, that means that a door is gonna open on the right. If you head into the right, that means a door is gonna open on the left. And that's the part where you like go and get like in the dune buggies. This will maybe save you like 3 minutes in line, because once you're in the part with the dune buggies, it goes super quick because it's continuously loading. But if you want to save those extra 3 minutes, then yeah, whichever door you head into, go to the opposite side and that'll be the wall that opens up after. Number two is bring inline entertainment. This one is really good, especially when it's obviously a super long line. Me and my family like to play heads up in line for things. If we're just waiting, if we're waiting for a parade to start, anything like that, we normally play heads up. So any little things that you can do to help pass the time obviously are going to be really beneficial. Number three is go to the second showing of Fantasmic. This used to be true like when I would go to Disney as a kid and everything. There was always 2 showings of Fantasmic, and we did normally go to the second one because there was less people there. I couldn't tell you the last time they had 2 showings of Fantasmic, so yeah, and Fantasmic fills up very quickly. So if you're gonna go to the first show or the only show, then definitely make sure you get there like an hour early, or you're gonna have seats in the nosebleed sections on the other side. Number 4 is book fast passes in advance. Absolutely, fast passes fill very quickly, especially for like the big rides. I think it's 60 days in advance for resort guests, 30 days in advance for just like regular guests, 7 days in advance for cast members. I also always try and tell people book your fast passes for earlier in the day, because after you use all 3 of them, you can book another one, and after you use that one, you can book another one. You can't do like 3 more at one time, but after you use those first 3, you could use one, use it, use one, use it. Did that make any sense? I don't know, I feel like I did a horrible job explaining that. But if you have like 2 fast passes in the morning and you have another one that's not until 8 p.m., you're basically wasting the middle time of your day where you could be booking more fast passes. Now I understand if it's like a Flight of Passage fast pass and the only one available is at 8 p.m, then like that's probably worth it because you're not going to be able to get an earlier one. But if it's for some of the attractions that also don't normally have a super long line, then definitely try and book them in the morning so that you have the rest of the afternoon to try and book more. Number 5 is and book them for the right rides. Also talking about fast passes, there are tons of rides that you can get a fast pass for that never have a wait for longer than about 15 minutes, that it's really not worth it to waste one of your fast passes on that. Now if it is the only thing available, then obviously just get it, because who cares, who is it hurting? But that's a good time to keep on refreshing, and hopefully you can get something better. Number 6 is invest in a fuel rod. Yes. I'm a big believer in fuel rods. They have them at all 4 of the parks. They have them at Disney Springs, at all of the deluxe resorts, maybe some of the moderates. I don't really know. Maybe they have them at all the resorts. I know they have them at value resorts, so they probably have them at moderate resorts too. But you pay $30 and you get a little fuel rod. It comes with all the cords that you're gonna need for it. And the best thing about them, at least on Disney property, is that you can swap them out as many times as you want for free. I've had the same one literally since 2017, and I still keep on swapping it out. It's not like you have to renew it or anything like that. It's a flat fee of $30 and then you never have to pay anything again. Now for a minute, they did try and do that you have to pay a couple dollars to switch it, and I know that like at airports and stuff, they normally cost like $1 to swap it. But as of now, Disney doesn't make you pay for it, so it's definitely a good investment. Number 7 is also bring a wall charger. Obviously, if you don't have a fuel rod, or even if you do have a fuel rod, if you have more than one guest in your party, it's nice to be able to like sit in AC for a little bit, just plug your phone in and relax. Number 8 is ask PhotoPass to take pictures for you on your own phone. 100%. As a ex-PhotoPass photographer, we are allowed to take photos on any camera that you give us, basically. I would have guests all the time that wouldn't even want one on my camera. They just wanted me to take one on their phone, which obviously I was more than happy to do. Number 9 is take advantage of the parks if you're staying at a Disney resort. I guess the 2 biggest things to go along with this is transportation and extra magic hours. When my family comes to visit me, we always stay on property. I normally still drive just because I get free parking, and it's just a little bit easier for me to like have my car and to be able to drive rather than relying reapplying on the bus. However, if you're staying on property, that is a huge perk. If you flew to Disney World, then you don't have to pay to rent a car, you don't have to pay for parking, anything like that. You have convenient transportation right there for you. It's also nice to plan your days around extra magic hours, whether those are morning hours or night hours, especially with those bigger attractions that normally have a super long line. It is a very nice way to knock a lot of those out. Number 10 is check out all the cool recreation activities and perks they have to offer. That's also talking about the resorts. I always tell people, try and plan a day at your resort or at a different resort, whether that's like the first day of your trip, maybe you flew in the morning. Don't want to waste the money on a full day park ticket when you're only going to be there for half of the day, or same with like the day that you leave. All of the resorts have super nice restaurants. If you have kids, they have like children's activities and stuff. That's like a bunch of recreational stuff for them. All of the resorts have great pools. They have like movies at night. They'll have yoga in the mornings. That it's super cool to like look at the schedule of things that are happening at your resort and maybe partake in some of them. Number 11 is utilize the app. If you do not have the My Disney Experience app, you are doing Disney wrong. It has all of the wait times listed. You can do mobile orders, so you can go ahead and order food before you're even there. You can look at all of the menus. You can book fast passes, book dining reservations. Everything that you would need to do is on that app. It is the best thing to ever happen. The app crashes a lot, so like be aware, but as the like idea, it's great and is obviously a very useful tool. Number 12 is get free tampons at Disney resorts. Yeah, this is true. Some resorts have machines, some of them just have them in like a little bin sitting on the counter by the sinks. But yeah, if you're in the parks, you have to pay for them. But at resorts, you can get tampons for free. They're crappy and cardboard, but hey, it's free. Number 13 is watch fireworks away from crowds. I'm a very big believer in this. Now, if you have never seen something like Happily Ever After, then yes, you need to go and watch it in front of the castle, camp out, make a whole thing out of it. I promise it'll be worth it. However, if you go to the parks a lot, or you've seen the stuff a lot, or you don't have a park ticket, there are other places where you can watch the shows and stuff. You can go to the Contemporary, the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian. You can see Happily Ever After from there. If you're already in the parks, one of my favorite spots to watch is over by Gaston's Tavern, because all of the fireworks are huge because you're so close to them, and there's never anybody back there, so you can really just enjoy the fireworks without feeling like a little sardine. Number 14 is watch parades close to where they start. I think that's a good tip, yeah. So like Festival of Fantasy starts over in Frontierland, so if you watch it right when it starts at 3 o'clock, then you can go ahead and jet off to some of the other things, because it's not going to get all the way to Main Street for another like 20-30 minutes or so you can kind of beat some of the crowds. However, it is really cool to see the parade from Main Street and like see the castle and everything in the background. It just kind of depends on if you're trying to like do a lot of rides, or if you're kind of taking it slow and just want to like relax and enjoy everything, then kind of depends on where you should watch it from. Number 15 is start at the back of the park. I think this one is like kind of true, but especially like for the big rides, it doesn't matter which one you go to first, they're all gonna get long within about 30 minutes. But say you're in, I'm really just comparing all these to Magic Kingdom, but not many people run to like the Barnstormer or Dumbo. They're gonna go to like Peter Pan and Small World first. So I mean, I guess, but then also by the time you get out to the rest of the park, like Disney World's just always gonna be crowded. You're always gonna have to wait in lines. So sure, start at the back of the park if you want, but Disney does a good job of like spreading out everything, that it doesn't matter where you start, I guess. Number 16 is don't drive. I think this one, I don't know, it kind of depends. Like I always prefer to drive even if I'm staying on property, just because, especially like at the end of the night, I don't love having to wait in a 30-minute line just to get on a bus that like is crammed, packed with people. Like with those instances, I prefer to drive even if it is a little bit longer. At least like I'm not with 18,000 of my closest friends on the same bus. However, if you are planning to park hop, using Disney transportation normally is faster, whether that's with the monorail, the buses, the boats, anything like that. It is quicker normally to get from park to park with Disney transportation than it is to like drive around to the next park or wherever you're going. Number 17, stick out the rain. Yes, 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 yes. I always tell people your Disney vacation is gonna be 1,000 times better if you just already accept that you're going to get wet. Now, if I know it is gonna be a super duper rainy day, I try and go ahead and wear stuff that dries quick, or I'll wear chacos so that I don't have to complain about like my feet being all gross and wet all day. Make sure you have your umbrellas, your ponchos, anything that you think you're gonna need, and just hang out and make the most of it. A lot of Disney World's rides are indoor or have an indoor queue, so there are places where you can go and kind of like hide out while it rains. Also, a lot of people leave when it rains. So then once it stops, the park's a lot less crowded. Number 18 is bring snacks. This is something I should be better about, and I'm not. You are allowed to bring your own food and drinks into the park, so if you're looking to save a little bit of money, this is a great way to do it. I'm the kind of person though that even if I have a bag of goldfish in my book bag, I still would rather pay $7 for a Mickey pretzel because it's just more fun. Number 19 is take a day off from the parks. Depending on how long your trip is, I definitely recommend this. There are tons of things to do on Disney property or even even just in Orlando that aren't in the parks. There's miniature golf, there's Disney Springs, there's resorts that I talked about, that there's definitely a lot of fun things to do that aren't necessarily in the parks. It can also help you save a little bit of money because you don't have to pay $100+ for another park ticket. Number 20 is get in line. If you just keep wandering around waiting for lines to get shorter or waiting to find the shortest line, you're gonna waste more time, and you could have used that time standing in line for something that you really wanted to ride. Sometimes you get lucky, and once you get in line, the wait time is shorter than you thought it was gonna be, or like what was posted outside. That is not a guarantee, so don't come for me, don't yell at me if you had to wait longer than what it says. It is approximate. But if there's something that you really want to do and it has a long line, just do it, because I promise you're gonna spend just as much time wandering around debating whether or not you should do it than you are just standing in line anyway. Number 21 is keep your kiddos safe with some Sharpie and clear nail polish. I've seen this a lot on kids, especially now working at the boutique. I see a lot of kids with either like Sharpie or little, you can get like tattoos that have like your parent's name or your name or phone number and that kind of stuff on it. And it is a really helpful tool, especially for cast members. If your family does get separated, we can help contact you all a little bit quicker than trying to like find information. Obviously not a necessity, but it is something that's very helpful if you're worried about getting separated from your child while in the parks. Number 22 is if you want to meet princesses or Mickey and his friends without waiting in line, go to character dining. If meeting characters is something that's really important to you, then character dining is a super easy way to do it. However, character dining can get very pricey. So if you were already planning on doing some of the fancier restaurants and had already accepted that you were going to spend that much money, then definitely go for a character dining and you can kind of hit 2 birds with 1 stone. But for the most part, all of the characters that are at character dining also do meet and greet somewhere in the Disney parks. So character dining is not the end all be all. However, it is a very helpful thing if you're trying to save a little bit of time once you're actually in the parks. Number 23 is don't book fast passes for nighttime spectaculars. Absolutely. Normally the seating for it is not any better. It's just a section that's specifically reserved for fast pass, but it kind of goes along with the same thing about what I was talking about earlier with fast passes in general, is try and book them earlier in the day, because if you have 2 fast passes in the morning and then you have a fast pass for Epcot Forever at night, that means all during the day you can't make any new fast passes because you have to use all 3 before you can book another one. Maybe it means you'll have to camp out just a little bit longer for a nighttime show, but if you really want to see the show, it's definitely worth it. Number 24 is if you're looking for a little bit of downtime and air conditioning, try these attractions, and there's a list. We've got Hollywood Studios Explore Launch Bay. Launch Bay obviously has a bunch of Star Wars stuff. You can meet BB-8, you can meet Chewbacca, you can maybe meet Darth Vader. There's also if you have a Disney Visa credit card, there's a Visa meet and greet in there as well. It used to be Darth Vader, but they kicked out Kylo Ren and put Darth Vader in his place. So I don't know who meets at the Visa place right now. It's a surprise, yay! They have a bunch of props from the movie, they've got exclusive merchandise, that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely a cool place to check out that's in the air conditioning. At Animal Kingdom, Finding Nemo the Musical and the Festival of the Lion King, 2 of my favorite shows, I love that. The only thing I will say about those is you do have to wait outside to get into the theater, and depending on what time you get there, that may be like a 20-minute wait, especially for Festival of the Lion King. You normally have to wait kind of a long time outside for that one. So just be aware that you are gonna be outside a little bit, but then you'll get a nice like 30 minutes in air conditioning, so it's all give and take. At Epcot, they suggest the Seas with Nemo and Friends. The attraction itself normally doesn't have a very long wait, but inside of the whole like pavilion is a huge aquarium, which I don't know if people know that. You don't have to go on the ride to get to the aquarium. You can kind of just enter through the gift shop on the side, but the exit of the ride is also the aquarium. There's dolphins, there's tons of fish, there's sharks, there's all kinds of cool stuff that it's definitely an easy place to kill a lot of time in air conditioning. And for Magic Kingdom, Enchanted Tiki Room and Carousel of Progress are both Disney classics if you're looking for a rest. I hate the Tiki Room. Don't come for me, but Carousel of Progress is a great choice, 20 minutes indoors. Number 25 is plan your vacation to hit an Epcot festival. I'm just gonna alter that and say plan a Disney vacation to hit Food and Wine at Epcot, because Food and Wine is the superior festival. Number 26 is take advantage of KidCot. Over in Epcot, at all of the countries around the world showcase, they have what are called KidCot Fun Stops. It's a little like paper Duffy on a stick, and you can go around to every country, and at the little stations, there's a cast member there that will like write a little something on your Duffy, or they have stamps and that kind of stuff to put on them to show that you went to all of the countries. We always did this when we were kids and always had a lot of fun with it, so definitely go check it out. It's fun and it's free. You don't actually have to be a kid to do it. If you're an adult and you want to do it too, then go for it. Number 27 is pack deodorant in the bag you take to the parks. Absolutely, you sweat a lot, reapply your deodorant. Number 28 is don't try to do it all in one day. I always tell people try and have some sort of an idea of what you want to get accomplished, like your non-negotiables, if you will. Add those onto your itinerary or whatever you have to help kind of plan your day, and try and hit a couple of those, but also make sure that that you leave enough time to just kind of explore and take it all in, because there's a lot more to the Disney parks than I think people realize before they actually go. So you want to just kind of be able to have time to explore and not feel like you're constantly running from one attraction to the next. And the last one, number 29, is have fun. Your vacation is going to be a whole lot better if you go ahead and know that things may not go exactly as you planned. Things happen. It's a very busy place. It is a very expensive place. Lines are long. It's hot. We all know these things. And I think if you just kind of take all of that with a grain of salt, you're going to have a much better vacation. So yeah, I feel like all of these hacks were pretty decent, and definitely good things to keep in mind if you've never been to the parks before, or if you have been to the parks a lot and want to try and maximize your time a little bit better. So like I said, I will link this down below if you want to read it just a little bit more in depth, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all again real soon. Bye!